Hey guys, I wanted to do an update today and I'm going to address a couple of things. Some of these things that I'm going to address are just normal routine updates that I normally do in my videos, but the first thing I'm going to address is something that is a little bit uncomfortable of a topic, which is why it's taken me a couple takes to make this video, because I wasn't really quite sure how to bring this up. But basically, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this, but someone commented something pretty offensive on my last video, and the comment is now reported, so it's no longer visible. But this person was likely just somebody who was being a troll, and they were trying to basically kind of hate on something that I'm doing, or maybe they just didn't understand. And I found it pretty offensive, but it kind of almost made me think to myself, like, should I even be making these videos if I'm just like on here trying to help people and trying to hold myself accountable to like recovery with the PMO stuff. And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to let this one guy who is a troll basically stop me from doing this and stop me from like basically trying to better myself and better other people. So basically what I decided to do instead was I reported the comment, and that was the end of that. But it did kind of get me thinking, like a lot of times I'm not super specific about like what I'm really talking about on these updates, because I guess I always a lot of times assume that some of these people have been watching my videos for a little while, but the reason why I'm not super like explicit with what I'm talking about is because I work a lot of jobs, and I don't really want to just like have my jobs like find a video of me talking about some super inappropriate stuff. So that's kind of why I keep it like pretty PG in these videos most of the time. But just to clarify, like what I'm really talking about when I make these videos is these videos are about recovery from addiction, from PMO, which is really just avoiding PORN basically. And it is a problem. I mean, some people may not view it as a problem, but it definitely, I think, is problematic in our society and our culture today. And whether or not people want to admit that or not, it's pretty much been proven that it's an issue for a lot of people. So, and it's an issue. It was an issue and still kind of is an issue for me. I've gotten a lot better with it over the years, and it's like kind of something that once in a while I slip up with, but it's not something that is like a huge problem with for me the way that it once was. And so what I've realized though is that sometimes there are certain people in the world that are just not going to always understand. Like, I'm sure that some of you guys watching this like might have that one friend that when you like try to talk to them about it, they're like, dude, what are you talking about? Just keep doing that behavior, or keep doing it, who cares really? And they're like, it's not hurting anybody. And the thing that really bothers me about people who say that is they don't really know your life. That's kind of like if somebody's like a recovering alcoholic and somebody's like, oh, just have one drink, like everybody here's doing it. And it's like, I mean, obviously, in that situation, you probably shouldn't be at a bar in the first place, probably, but if you're trying to recover, but the point is, everybody kind of has those people that are kind of like inhibiting their progress sometimes, or they're kind of making them like question whether they should be in recovery. And I definitely have had a few people in my life really talk about it to many people, but you know, a lot of people don't always understand with that kind of stuff because they might not view it as a problem, or they might not have a problem with it, but in my experience, it's been mostly like they do have a problem with it, but they just don't view it as a problem. So, and it is kind of true that like, really like, something is only a problem, I guess, necessarily if you view it as a problem, if you're not satisfied with the behavior. So like some people, maybe they're totally fine with this behavior, but for me, it does affect my quality of life, and I found that I feel like I function better without it, and I feel more content without it. So anyways, that's kind of just like my perspective on the whole thing. But the reason I kind of wanted to share all this with you guys is just that comment really just kind of made me realize that some people really just have like no idea what they're talking about. Like some people might just like find a video and maybe they see like one single video and they don't really like look at the rest of the person's videos, so they don't really like quite understand like how insulting it is to troll on someone's video where they've been trying to basically, you know, create a better life for a long time. So, and I'm not trying to just get on here and like basically like complain about other people commenting or whatever, because I enjoy most comments that I see on these videos, and most of them are super thoughtful and supportive, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I think that's enough said on that. So as far as like recovery goes, the reason I kind of haven't posted a video in a minute is because I've still been on track with recovering somewhat, but I have, you know, basically had a couple minor like slip-ups here and there, and I realized that I was kind of like letting the stresses of my life get to me a little too much the past couple weeks, and I did have a lot of like really stressful situations this past couple weeks that did kind of make it harder to like stay disciplined with working out and kind of like getting stuff done and all that. But I think things are going to be better from here, so I kind of just wanted to make this video to like say that I am back on track, and I do want to keep holding myself accountable, so I want to make sure that I keep updating here regularly and basically ignore the haters. And it's kind of funny even saying that, because I never thought that I would like experience like haters on these videos, or if that's what you even want to call it, but it's just like, you gotta ignore those people. Sometimes some of those people don't have a clue about anything to do with your life or anything to do with what you've gone through or anything like that. So it's important to block it out sometimes. So, but if you guys have anybody like that in your life, like if you have any people who are kind of like inhibiting your growth, try to make sure you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people that want the best for you. I think that's really important, because you don't want to surround yourself with people that are kind of like, even if they're some of your best friends, they might not be like always the most supportive people. Like if you tell them you're going to do something and they're like, I don't know about that idea, then, you know, you may need to like really think about that friendship, because if you have somebody who's constantly kind of on your shoulder, just going like, oh, I don't really know about that, or maybe you really ought to do this instead, or like think more logically. Sometimes they're projecting something from their own life onto you. And I had a couple friendships that I really had to like think hard about a couple times, because there were some problems in the friendships. And it doesn't mean you have to like completely cut them out of your life, but some of those friends, like, I would say I'm still on good terms with, but I just kind of keep them at arm's length, but I don't really hang out with them very frequently anymore. And it's not like I have hard feelings towards them, but it's just like I can't have somebody telling me things like that, or saying what they think I should or shouldn't do all the time. It's exhausting, and it's not helpful. So, but anyways, this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to stop it here today. But would love to know what you guys think, and if you guys have experiences like that. Alright, peace out for now. Have a good springtime week.